Please be seated. Honorable Mayor Sean Reardon, Superintendent of Schools Sean Gallagher, District Director of Communications Coordinator Tom Abrams, Director of Nursing Catherine Zolias, School Committee members Sarah Hall, Andrew Boger, Brian Callahan, Brianna Higgins, Kathleen Heather Shand, Principal Andy Wolf, Associate Principal James Antonelli, Director of Guidance Lauren Gee, Special Education Team Coordinator Gianna Codino, Athletic Director Kyle Hodson, Senior Class Advisors Ashley Leland and Kim Ragoza, teachers, parents, friends, and members of the Class of 2024. Class of 2024, we have made it. After 13 years of education, we finally reached the finish line. Now, we all gather one final time. Today marks a momentous milestone in all of our lives. Soon we will go our separate ways. In the midst of our class, there are future CEOs, lawyers, teachers, police officers, nurses, artists, and so much more. Each and every one of us truly has the potential to make a difference in this world. As we stand on the doorstep to our future, let us remember and cherish the journey we've embarked on together. All the way from kindergarten at the Brown School, where many of us were filled with excitement and trepidation at the start of an exciting journey. Believe it or not, a lot of us met friends there that we still have to this very day. Then to middle school, where we grew together and supported each other through our awkward years and our crippling Fortnite addictions. COVID shut down 8th grade early. We never went to Washington, D.C., sorry, and we graduated over Channel 9 News. But all this adversity just makes this day even more special. Even though we started in our pajamas, we made it through high school. We stand here today as graduates of the class of 2024. We've survived AP classes, passed MCAS, won a multitude of Cal and state championships. We've put on outstanding musicals, given back to the community, and some of us even discovered passions here that will carry on through the rest of our lives. It's these experiences, a combination of the big moments and the little things that have shaped the past 18 years of life surrounded by one another. And all that brings us to this very moment, graduation day. You should be extremely proud of yourself. Don't take this moment lightly. Look at what you have accomplished. Each and every one of us has grown, learned, and achieved more than we ever could have imagined back in kindergarten. Each diploma represents a huge accomplishment, so savor your moment walking across the stage today because you only graduate high school once. I think it's equally important to recognize that we did not reach this milestone alone. We were guided, encouraged, and uplifted by those around us. From our teachers who imparted their wisdom upon us, to the administration who ensured we have the resources to succeed, and to the lunch ladies who gave me extra food. And most importantly, to the parents and loved ones who have been there every step of the way. We realize that this moment means just as much to you as it does to us. Thank you just to everyone who has helped us get to where we are today. As we prepare to step into the next chapter of our lives, let's carry forward the resilience, knowledge, and determination we've learned, and not forget the memories that have made our time here enjoyable. It has truly been an honor being your class president, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for each and every one of us. Thank you.
Good morning, Clipper families. And good morning, class of 2024. Let's give them a round of applause. Great day today. What a great day this is for all of us here as we look forward to recognizing this great group of students. Class of 24, all I can say is that you have just been awesome during your time here at Newburyport High School. 4 years ago, yep. 4 years ago, you started high school, which of itself is a challenging transition. But you did this during a time of great uncertainty at all levels of our society, a time in which adults, including myself, could not give you great answers of how the pandemic would play out for any of us, socially, politically, economically, and right here locally. Regardless of this and how each of you may have been feeling about the circumstances at the time, as a class, you showed up. Your resilience pushed you through the complexities of your first year and then each year thereafter. A unique drive and ambition became more apparent about you. Your willingness to show up and produce played a huge role in helping us rebuild the high school experience so that future Clippers can benefit from a culture you have helped to grow. To highlight a few areas you have put your stamp on, we have a global citizenship program now that will enhance learning for future Clippers, a nationally recognized student-run program to destigmatize mental health, a peer mentor program to ensure future students entering high school feel connected right from the beginning. Based on feedback from some of you, we now have a path for students interested in pursuing the trades. And some other notables. Sailbot is now looking to three-peat this week. We have 3 athletic Dalton Awards already in the trophy case, and now we're looking for 4. The list can go on. And all I can say is a lot of this was you, class of 2024. You embody a spirit and a mindset regardless of the situation. You are going to show up and you're going to work to make it better. I'm getting myself a little worked up here, so I'm going to try to bring it down a notch. I might break out into cartwheels like Mr. Gallagher in a few minutes. I just can't land them like he does. Now, I feel very confident that your resilience and grit might be a part of the culture of Newburyport. Last summer, I was contacted by a Newburyport resident asking if he could bring his uncle to tour Newburyport High School. His uncle, Andrew Lemonos, was a graduate of the class of 1949 and is the one who bought each of you the book, Oh, the Places You Will Go, on behalf of the class of 1949. When Andrew came for his visit, we spent over an hour walking the building and its grounds. I was able to listen to his stories of what high school was like at that time, and I could feel the immense pride he had for Newburyport and graduating a Clipper. The most powerful moment of the tour came when we walked over to the commemorative sign at the front of War Memorial Stadium. A stadium that I learned that day was built as a project, part of Roosevelt's New Deal program. This project was essential to this city and region at that time as it gave needed work to the citizens and helped Newburyport and the Merrimack Valley work itself out of the Great Depression. Though Andrew was not in high school yet, he reminisced about the 1942 game against Salem when the stadium was dedicated to the veterans of World War I, a game that was played not too long after the U.S. entered World War II, which ultimately impacted so many of the students and families at that time. Overall, our tour may have had more impact on me than it did on him. And to use some language from Isaac Newton, our tour was such a great reminder to me of how we all stand on the shoulders of giants. There was a Clipper spirit to persevere and rebuild back then, and it's clear this mindset has carried on with you many generations later. Overall, I think it is just so cool that Andrew helped us bridge his generation to yours. We spoke on the phone earlier this week, and he asked me to share with you the following advice. Whatever you decide in life, do it because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. And if you think like this, you will definitely excel. Class of 2024, I am so hopeful that in 75 years, you will also be in a position to come back to your roots, take a tour, and share your pride in the school and community with whomever is principal at that time. Though right now, your accomplishment is graduating from high school, I feel quite confident that it will not be long for others to be standing on your shoulders. Class of 2024, I have been honored to serve as your principal, and I say with pride one last time for you, go Clippers!
I want to first congratulate and welcome you all here today. Very soon, we'll all be walking across the stage to receive our diplomas and starting the next chapter of our lives. I'm sure many of us are very excited and emotional, but remember to be proud of yourself today. You worked hard and you deserve to celebrate your accomplishments. Plus, we're all one step closer to saying that we graduated from the same school as Joe Keery. Today marks a momentous change in our lives, and it's important to reflect on its significance. Many writers, thinkers, and leaders throughout time have noted the impact of change. From Oprah's guidance on not being able to grow by preventing change, to John F. Kennedy's advice on not concentrating alone on the past or present, as those who do are certain to miss the future. All these notable figures know the truth. Change is an essential part of life. The experiences we've had from the start might not be what we all expected. From an unfinished 8th grade year to the canceled DC trips, dances, and color days, to SATs we didn't have to take, and some of the hardest college application pools, our journey has been one of change. While we were all transitioning to high school during COVID, my family was also moving to Newburyport. I didn't have a chance to say goodbye, and I had to completely restart my life. I'm sure many of us can relate. Coming into a new high school, whether from the knock or somewhere farther away, was scary. We didn't know what to expect, and it was a huge change from what we were used to. Doing this during COVID-19 made things even weirder. Staying 6 feet apart, having to do hybrid remote learning, which for some of us might have been great, but for others it was a real struggle. No matter our background, we had to embrace and manage these changes. Even without a pandemic, going to high school and finding your place is always a challenge. For example, after coming to Newburyport, I had to find a new swim team, which took a while, as the first one I found made me miserable, taking away that joy I used to find in swimming. Eventually, I found a team and a coach that brought back that joy, and I know many of you have experienced feeling detached before finding the people who accept you for who you are as you grow and change. And if that's not enough, high schoolers still have to deal with learning about themselves and finding their confidence. I struggled with my confidence for a long time when I developed vitiligo, feeling like it made me look like a cow with white spots all over my face. High school is that time when you just want to fit in and get through without being laughed at or made fun of. So you do everything in your power to be like everyone else. But fitting in might not be the right path for everyone. So eventually, although it may take a while like me, you'll start to regain your confidence and become more comfortable with yourself through all these changes, even if that means being different from everyone else. But without any of these successive experiences that we've all faced, whether as a class or on a more personal level, you might never have gotten to the point you are right now. Maybe you eventually made the best friends you could ask for like I have, or you found a coach or a mentor that without them, you might have quit your sport or club altogether if they didn't guide you down that right path. And maybe you learned that you don't need to fit in with everyone else, because ultimately, being your own unique self will get you further in life. But the point of all these stories is to show you all that while change can be scary, don't be afraid of it. because the best outcomes can come from the hardest experiences, leading you to take the path you were meant to take in this lifetime. Think to yourself, would I be here today without all of those massive changes in my life and the help that I had navigating them? Change is growth, and our lives are changing and will continue to change all throughout college, workforce, and adulthood. But no matter how much you grow and change throughout the rest of your life, never forget who you were and are, and how you became that great person you are today. But largely, don't forget the people who have helped you along the way, those who have embraced the growth and understand the changes you're going through, even though you may not realize how much impact they had on your decisions. For example, Mr. Littlefield, who I've had for 2 years, really saw me and the way I process. His advice about nerves applies to both the test-taking world and the swimming world. Or my 8th grade science teacher, who made me love science so much that I'm now planning on majoring in biology in college. My coach, Rebecca, who single-handedly saved my swimming career. I never would have been state champion without her. And most importantly, my family, but especially my parents, who taught me how to be an adult and were supportive of everything I did and wanted to pursue, never limiting me to my big dreams. Those are the people in life you need to thank. The people who impacted you so deeply that you don't know what your high school and college path would look like. Ultimately, remember your time here at Newburyport. We've all been through so much together, and we should be proud of ourselves for making it through and embracing the difficulties along the way to become our best selves. Remember all the changes that we went through and how they helped us grow and turn into the adults that we now are. It was an honor to share these 4 years with everyone, and I hope you were happy and proud wherever you go. Maybe there were points that you wish could have been different and almost went another way, and maybe in another lifetime or multiverse that will happen. But be proud of where you got today. As my fortune cookie from last week had said, this time was a week of personal empowerment. And lastly, embrace the change that will come your way. You never know what happiness it could lead to. Congratulations, class of 2024, and good luck on your life's adventure.
It is my honor to represent the class of 2024 in the presentation of the class gift. The class of 2024 has decided to give a new podium for the auditorium to be used for years to come. We hope that this podium will serve as a helpful tool for the school community. We wish the best of luck to all future classes on their future endeavors.
I am honored on behalf of Newburyport High School to accept this class gift from the class of 2024. Congratulations on your graduation, and we all wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors.
Hello everyone, it's an honor to be speaking here today. I'll keep this short. Today is our high school graduation, but we're not celebrating just today. We're celebrating all the struggles and small wins over these past 4 years. We've all walked different paths and faced unique challenges and opportunities to get to this same moment. I want to acknowledge our varied NHS experiences and offer this as evidence that progress and success happen, but they're not always linear or as expected. Before middle school, there were countless moments when I doubted if I would ever learn to read, let alone succeed. I was struggling with dyslexia. Having dyslexia made me question all my abilities and my future. My poor reading, writing, and spelling made any assignment feel overwhelming, and it made me feel stupid despite how I was doing in other subjects. Fortunately, I had the support of dedicated teachers, family, and friends, and was able to change my environment, my methods, and my mindset. By high school, this led to no more procrastinating, a dislike for bad grades, and a reputation for asking questions. A lot of questions. But my story is not unique. Approximately 20% of students are considered to have a learning disability by current measures, and dyslexia is the most common. I'm grateful for the support I received along the way, and I recognize that each one of us here today has faced obstacles, whether they're academic, athletic, social, or something else. It has also tested commitment and shaped character. We all have our stories of struggle and triumph, and they're both important to remember. We now stand together on the threshold of the next chapter of our lives, and we face a common challenge and diverging paths. So where do we go from here? My hope is that we don't forget our hard-earned strengths and we use them to do great things. Let's all ask the questions that need to be asked. Let's advocate for ourselves and each other. And let's continue to persevere in the face of whatever comes next. Thank you and congratulations, Clippers. Class 2024.
Just got to make a quick adjustment here after Mr. Wolf. Before we begin, I'd just like to, let's take a moment of silence to remember our relatives and friends who could not be with us today during this momentous occasion. Thank you. I'd like to also welcome our parents, guardians, family members, friends of our graduating seniors. As I've said before, many times, without your support, your love, your guidance over these years, this special day would not be possible. Let's also acknowledge Newburyport High School faculty, support staff, and administration, but also the entire faculty and support staff of the district for contributing to your education and preparing you for this milestone. They deserve a round of applause. Also like to thank our central office team, administration, our school committee members, our city council, and Honorable Mayor Sean Reardon for all of their supports to put our students and families first. Thank you all very much. Before I start my speech, I would also like to acknowledge, because there's a rumor out there that yes, the superintendent got pulled over for a traffic violation yesterday. True. And missed the car parade for our seniors. But as always, there's learning that can be done. So there's two morals of that story, class of 2024. The first is I hope you appreciate that I was risking my safety to get to your parade. The second, when in doubt, cry to try to get out of a citation. Because that worked for me, the second one. It's an honor to say a few words on behalf of the class of 2024. As we all know, there'll be thousands of graduation speeches across this great nation, and many speakers will look up historic figures, famous celebrities, songs, poems, looking up sound advice to get a quote or two, or even to find a meaningful story. For me, my best advice and motivation I heard this year came from a Bresnahan third grader. We all can remember elementary recess. All of us can think back to our days in this class, think back to the Brown School of Bresnahan days. As we all know, recess can be a little crazy sometimes. Sometimes groups of kids try to play wall ball or gaga, which I'm still trying to figure that one out. Foursquare, football. As we know, these games can get so intense that students and kids start to lose it. We can all picture those moments during our recess time in elementary school. This situation, my third grade advisor, things were a little out of hand at recess. Emotions were high. Time was running out for them to have fun at recess because everyone was arguing. Something had to be done. This third grade student stepped in, stopped the group, and said, guys, let's start this over. But this time, let's do it without arguing. Let's just start over and do it without arguing. It's simple advice, and that's probably why I love it. As we reflect on our younger years, when you're 9 years old, you don't overthink things. You don't hang on to old grievances. You just start over. And if you're buddies with my third grade advisor, you learn to work together and do it without arguing. Over my many years in education, I've gained a lot of wisdom from the words of young people. This year, when the district began to work our Portrait of a Graduate vision, trying to bring that to life, we invited 15 young people that agreed to help us figure out what this vision meant to students. These Newburyport High School students explored the words of our vision. What does it really mean to be literate across all disciplines or socially well? How are they innovative problem solvers and civically engaged? And finally, do they feel prepared for life after graduation? In written narratives, they look back upon their 12 years at Newburyport Public Schools and identified the people and experiences that helped them answer these questions. And in January, this diverse group of students sat on the stage in front of over 400 Newburyport faculty and support staff to share their answers in their powerful stories. We heard about a third grade teacher who noticed a student that was struggling to learn. We heard about international trips in school clubs. We heard about failures and mistakes in celebration and successes. The 15 young people made the words from a strategic plan real, and they brought their journey to life, something you'll never get out of a standardized test. These 15 people, young people, inspired an auditorium of educators in a way that no experienced speaker ever could have. There was not one dry eye in that audience that day. For the young people here, I share these stories to remind you that your ideas are powerful and your influence is broader than you think. Have the courage to share your voice and contribute to the conversation. No matter where you go after graduation, to work, to school, you enlist in the military, continue to deepen your knowledge and engage in your community. It's also important to remember you still have a lot to learn. Creating a literal voice is a lifelong pursuit, and it's not just speaking. It's reading, it's writing, and it's listening. Remember to listen. If nothing else, your parents and guardians will appreciate that. And for our audience, whether you're a boomer grandparent or a millennial cousin, I encourage you to create space in your conversations for the young people in your lives. Like the educators of Newburyport Public Schools, you will find the hope, the optimism, the energy, the passion, and the understanding and insight of this great generation. They will leave you all inspired. And finally, remember that sometimes, for all of us, it's a good idea to start again, to start over, and this time do it without arguing. Thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your ceremony.
And now we will be reading names for graduation. Jeremy Evans Berry. Michael Elbridge Dunphy. Olivia Esther Murphy. Audrey Maud Loughran. Gianna Isabel Minichello, Abriana Alicia Cronstrom, Zoe Bell Namayanja Kasakende Kakuba, Miles Vincent Zerker, Evelyn Mackenzie Aiello, Piper Jillian Allard, Colby Edward Arell, Ryan Vila Azzi, Ashabre Charles Baisley, Bristol Wood Benovic, Brent James Berry, Cole Stephen Boperlant, Renata Belkatowski, Jack Henry Bellerose, Luca Renato Spazinski Beninato, Francesca Shell Blake, Caleb Caulfield Bradshaw, Kane Edward Brennan, Lauren Carol Brennan,
Shannon Patricia Brock, Carter J. Brown, Charlotte Rosalie Brown, Lily Corey Brunick, Matthew John Burgess, Sabrina Madison Butler, Rita Mary Kaoline, Zoe Keith Calitri, Declan Ellis Callahan, Lucy Wansing Cameron, Andrew David Casino, Simone Marquis Chabot, Faith Elizabeth Childs, Mason Ross Childs, Isabel Mai Churchill, Georgia Emily Cobb, Duncan Joseph Coyer, Lillian Grace Colcord, Mateo Lorenzo Colombo, Matilde Contrardi, Catherine Margaret Conway, Benjamin Adam Cook, Gus Orion Cordingley, Emma Seville Coles, Parker James Coles,
Stephen Joseph D'Ambrosio, Quinn Isabella Daniels, Michael Adam DeGloria, Owen Albert Dana, Caden Chase DeLibro, Rebecca Sansani de Oliveira, Matthew Christian Dasimio Maloney, Jackson Scott DeVivo, Liam Joseph Devlin, Catherine Elizabeth Dinsmore, Katie Mae Dumani, Kira Beth Dowell, Dakota Marie Duncan, Madison Claire Edmonds, Ida Aikida, Hayden Glenn Iserman, Mariah Flores Escobar, Eamon Bushini Fadil, Kylie Mae Farrell, Claire Grace Fellner, Sophia Mary Franco, Milo Shea Freundlich, Nicholas David Gagne, Dylan James Gately, Sienna Willow Getteman.
Derek Connor Gillis, Henry Bowden Godfredson, Leela Marie Grasso, Michael Antonia Grasso, Grace Elizabeth Guido, Delaney Ann Galoo, Grace Kathleen Habib, Andreas Nathan Hale, Caitlin Donna Halliday, Lila Rose Hanlon, Ella Sophia Hartley, Madeline Noella Heath, Madeline Sophia Hermadka, Matthew George Hurley, Finn Holden Ingalls, Moses Fatamo Miller Janoski, Aida Von Gross, Braden Ahern Johnson, Logan Riley Jones, Tristan Michael Joyce, Tyler Ray Karopoulos, Emma Marie Keith, Carson Paige Keller, Catherine Anna Keller, Jack Anthony Kelly,
Kaylee Ann Kellogg, Abigail Casey Kelly, Evelyn Grace Kennedy, Alexandra Sybil Clapes, Owen James Cruz, Colin Henry Clapes, Griffin Rhodes LaPlante, Ava Carmel Lassen, Haley Ann Lawrence, Eleanor Ann Leahy, Lillian Grace LaDuke, Patrick Michael Lahan, Oliver Ernest Levins, Sasha Pere Leiden, Alexander James Lasaskas, Juliana Sonia. Sonia Lugden, Anna Sophia Lynch. Austin Mary Madden. Ava Bella Maglio. Michael Joseph Madden.
Yeah, Michael!
Haley Elizabeth Mann. Jasemi Mantikas. Fiona Claire Marino. Zachary Sam Marcos. Max Raymond Martin.
William Craig Massey. Van Michael Martin. Carly Catherine McDermott. Olivia Grace McDonald. Matthew David Henry McDougall. Rudy Harrington McQuaid. Emily Louise Malidi. Bridget Victoria Millay. Catherine Melissa Melnick. Heather Janelle Mendez Heveling. Elizabeth Rose Metzger. Sean Stanley Miles. L. Victoria Miller. Aya Yasmin Maymouni. Mohammed Tawab Mirzai. Vincent R. Montoya Wakefield. Aiden Riley Morris. Owen Swenson Myrie. William Andrew Navarra. Daniel Noel Nelson. Tessa Marie Nickerson. Liam Scott Nugent. Marla F. Olson. Grace DeMeglio O'Malley. Iabusa Peter Asazua.
Hope Brainy O'Malley. Peter Iabusa Asazua. Will Donato Palermino. Josephine Jean Palma. Callie Rose Paray. Annika Rowley Park. Blake Marie Parker. Maxwell Andrew Parr. Rayla Jane Pavo. Gabrielle Rebecca Perrin. Benjamin William Perrin. Cade Joseph Pesolano, Karen Elizabeth Phoenix, Rodrigo Rossi Placa, Lily Catherine Pons, William Drew Portala, Catherine Julia Powers, Abigail Ruth Ragusa, Eli Eric Raymond, Aiden Christopher Reynolds, Anna Catherine Riley, Owen Patrick Riley, Richard Raymond Robitaille, John Joseph Roach, and Alexander James Ruley.
Michael Anthony Saltis. Kate Hogan Salvo. Beckett James Sava. Julia Marie Skina. Anna Catherine Seidel. Michelle Ann Sesnick. Oliver Blake Shakespeare. Jack Taylor Sherman. Jake Edward Sherman. Nolan Benjamin Smith. Caleb Michael Sousa. Sawyer Moss Sperry. Connor Michael Spinney. Jack Batterson Stetson. Connor Patrick Stick. Alexandra Bizowitz Sullivan. Jack Brady Sullivan. Tara Shea Sullivan. Benafsha Tashi. Charlotte Jane Turgeon. Kate Elizabeth Turner. Morgan Aileen Valeri. Addison Elizabeth Varay. Hannah Grace Wall. Angus Jonathan Webster.
Catherine Fubo Westgate,
Yeah, Katie!
Kayla Claire Whitty, Hayden Daniel Wilson,
Kyla Nicole Wilson.
Delaney Adele Wokel. Congratulations, class of 2024.
It is my honor today to deliver the concluding address for this incredible student body. I would first like to say that in the process of writing this speech, I have probably written and rewritten this a multitude of times throughout this week and hope this version sounds the most inspiring. These last few days of my high school year, I have had the opportunity to hear from my peers at events like awards nights, vespers, Ivy Day, and senior sing out, expressing all different aspects of their overall experience during their time at NHS. As I stand before you, I can say this. The accomplishments and successes we anticipate depend on the belief in our abilities and our willingness to extend ourselves to follow our dreams, which I know likely sounds like the message of the multitude of graduation cards we've been receiving lately, but stick with me for a minute. The eagerness I'm sure all of you have been having to be moving on to new pursuits has finally come. First, I would like to acknowledge that and congratulate you all on your accomplishments. I, for one, am pretty happy to move on with my life after high school, but I will never not say I didn't gain so much from being here. To hopefully frame my message a bit better, I'll give background to how my life has been shaped by Newburyport schools. I originally lived in a small town of Pepperell, Massachusetts, which, from speaking to people throughout the years, had never heard of the town before or known it as a nice fishing spot. In 6th grade, I moved to Newburyport, and it was a little bit shocked of how much of an active community it was, as well as how many opportunities there were outside of just schoolwork. Much of my own mindset and upbringing had only been to look within the scope of what I saw, and since there really wasn't much to look at while living in a small town, my vision of my future was limited. The opportunities myself and many of my classmates have been afforded not only within our 4 years in Newburyport High School, but also the community environment itself shouldn't be underestimated. Just by attending school here, I was given access to opportunities and chances to have aspirations for future success. In my life before moving here, I didn't think about college, and now I can't wait to begin this next step of my life. This is all to say, to continue what you love and don't just stop because high school is over. The fear of peaking or not leaving enough interesting parts of yourself after high school is an unrealistic evaluation of your potential. Finding full enjoyment in what you are and inspired to do in high school doesn't have to stop because you graduate. Continue on what you love. For those who have seen the rewards for their efforts and also for those on the precipice, keep going. I have seen the dedication and overwhelming support of staff, students, families, and the community at large. Success or fail, such experience and perseverance will pay off. I spent far too long not trying anything outside of my comfort zone, and it kept me stagnant. Eventually, I realized that my future was intrinsically tied to my actions, or lack thereof, and I, much like my classmates, put in the work. I would like to end this ceremony off with a high note with a quote from poet Maya Angelou. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats if you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out. I think this perfectly illustrates how not to let your ambitions be lessened by doubt. My message to my classmates, this audience of family and friends, is to remain open to opportunity, to pursue your interests, if for no other reason than for curiosity's sake. Live a life that is filled with memories and the satisfaction of being well lived. Congratulations, class of 2024.
Please rise for the singing of our alma mater.
we don't need that. Actually, yeah. Arch of Roses isn't even fully in place. All right, you good?